These combos will blow your mind. What's going on, guys? This is Mysterune. So a couple of days ago, we actually got a new Mysterune monster, a fusion level 2 monster that is ridiculously broken. I mean, it fixed so many issues that the deck or the engine used to have. It searches the field spell, and on top of that, it has another broken effect that is going to be probably abused in a lot of control decks. So today, I'll show you guys a lot of combos that can be utilized in order to play around hand traps, increase the consistency and the power of your deck. Of course, the only drawback of skipping your next battle phase, but I think this is relatively tolerable if you're playing a control deck. So before we get into any of these combos, make sure you like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch and Instagram, and now let's jump right into combo number 1. So this deck inherently gets to play through or around the hand traps rather, but also through hand traps in theory if you play very safely. You can't play around every single hand trap, of course, so there are concessions that you have to make. And, you know, sometimes you just get cucked. So, but in case your opponent has hand traps like Veiler, Ghost Ogre, and Droll, you can actually play around practically every single one of these hand traps, if not all 3 of them, just with a very basic hand of just 2 cards. So these cards can literally draw you 3 cards through all these hand traps. And the reason for that is because both Veiler and Droll have major drawbacks. So Droll cannot be used during the draw phase, and Effect Veiler can only be used during your main phase. So in other words, if you have quick play spell cards that allow you to summon cards or search cards, you always really want to use them on the draw phase. That way, Droll and Logbird is just a non-factor. And the same thing for Effect Veiler as well. And Ghost Ogre, not going to be super dangerous on the monster that we're going to be summoning anyways. Alright, so during your draw phase, as I said, you're going to be going, activate one of your spell cards to summon the Huggin, and then discard the other one. So it literally doesn't matter what you had, because every single Mysterune quickly spell card has the same second effect that allows you to summon a Mysterune monster from your extra deck to the extra monster zone. And that's the reason why it didn't even bother to, like, tell you guys, oh, you need this card and this card and this card, because literally every combination of, I guess, 3 Mysterune cards achieves this play anyways. So yeah, you're still on draw phase again. Droll and Veiler cannot be used, so your search is completely fine. And then you activate your field spell, and shockingly enough, if you really want to play around both Ogre and Veiler, you go into end phase now. You don't go into something else. The reason for that is because if our opponent ogres the field spell, we can actually use the effect of Huggin to protect it, and the Veiler could not be chained because, again, we are in end phase, and Veiler is a main phase only card. So on our end phase, we're going to use the quick play spell card in order to target our own monster, make it indestructible by battle or by card effect this turn, but it doesn't matter. Basically, the only thing that we're doing is activating a Mysterune spell card to trigger the spring of the Mysterune. This card reads, you can activate Mysterune quick play spell cards from your hand during your opponent's turn. Ridiculous. Once per turn, if you activate a Mysterune quickly spell card, get ready. You can target up to 3 Mysterune quickly spells in your graveyard, not necessarily with different names. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, then draw that many cards. So imagine just drawing 3 cards for free for a living. Our opponent goes Ghost Ogre on the field spell. Bro, do you think I need Call by the Grave for that? Absolutely not, because on top of searching the field spell, Huggin just conveniently happens to have a Salamangreat Veilinx-esque effect or Return of the Dragon Lord that protects your cards or cards whatever on the field simply by banishing it from the field. So our opponent wants to Ogre the field spell. Ogre is a relatively popular card right now. We just say no, I do not consent. I'm sorry, but I will protect. And then you successfully draw 3 cards, you get drolled. You think I care, bro? Even my search cards are quick effects, so I can literally chain to the Droll and Logbird, search another card. I have a bunch of cards in my hand. You wasted 2 hand traps that achieve absolutely nothing. And I am drawing cards during my opponent's turn as well, thanks to Spring of the Mysterune. So I was able to draw cards. I can interrupt by popping an opponent's special summon monster, banish even more cards from my opponent's deck, and draw an extra 2 cards. So that's like me going +6 and my opponent going neck 10. And on top of that, when you activate your Mysterune spell cards, you're also banishing cards from the top of the deck. So what can happen is that sometimes you can banish crucial one-ofs that your opponent is playing. Let's just say that you're playing against a deck that's playing the Brave token. All you really have to do is just hit like Griffin Rider or Journey of Destiny. or even the equip spell, and that's already very impactful. So if you can banish all 3 of them, then you're skillful at Yu-Gi-Mons, and you have to buy a lottery ticket. But against, I don't know, I can think of like a lot of combo decks that really need specific one-ofs. If you really manage to hit them, then you are in business, my friend. So that's it for combo number 1. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get into combo numero 2. Alright, so this is basically me showing you the power of this deck in Cyber Dragon, for example. So my hand is the Titties NGL. I have Mysterune of the Freezing Curse, which has a good effect, but I mean, who cares, because I'm just gonna use the second effect to summon the Huggin. And then I have Hertz, Double Overflow, and the point of the Mysterune, this is the very good one, so it's a Searcher. And of course, we always love Searchers, always. So if we want to play correctly, we use this on draw phase, because we want to play around Joel. We're getting 2 searches on draw phase. So we're discarding the Hertz to search the field spell, and we're triggering the Hertz to search Cyber Dragon. Now we're actually activating the field spell and using the point of the Mysterune, search for the card that destroys an opponent's special summon monster. And now we're returning back 2 cards from the bottom of the deck, well, from the graveyard to the bottom of the deck, draw 2. And wow, just like that, I am able to unbrick at the speed of light. Normal summon core, search a card. Cyber Dragon always had a massive problem with going first because the deck negged a lot and it was really hard to get multiple cards in your hand and get your engine started. But now, not only do you have a higher chance to get into Cyber Dragon core and stuff like that, but on top of that, the crazy part is that you have an infinite grind game with your field spell always recycling back your cards, banishing cards from your opponent's deck. So you have just more win conditions in a way. You can control like there is no tomorrow. This deck is seriously really getting better. And I want to say this engine is probably what's going to make Cyber Dragon probably go into the next level. So yeah, it's crazy how you're able to get so much card advantage into pretty much any deck, and control decks really benefit from this engine, like I said. So that's it for this combo. Let's get into the next one. Alright, so another one of the situation where I'm just abusing stuff in my Cyber Dragon deck. But this one is slightly different because I'm going to do something pretty cool. So yeah, of course, activate the field spell, normal summon core, and search the overflow. Now, if you realized, I really want to draw cards on my own turn using this, but I really have to target an effect monster my opponent controls if I want to use this. And I can only use the second effect if I have no monsters in my extra monster zone. So how do I get rid of this card so I can use its second effect and then trigger the field spell to draw 3 cards? Well, you can either make a rank 2 because this card just conveniently happens to be level 2, or you can contact fuse yourself into Mega Fleet Dragon and then activate this beautiful quick play, summon another Huggin, and draw 3 cards with the field spell. Oh my, I feel like I'm cheating every time I do this. So yeah, I'm just drawing the crack. My deck is broken. G to the G. Let's get into the next combo. Alright, so if the first 3 or whatever, or 4 first combos didn't push you to like and subscribe, I think this one definitely will. So assuming that we have a lot of back, we're playing a control deck, my opponent has a lot of copies of Lightning Storm. If I had Solemn Judgment, it wouldn't be great in this situation, but my opponent goes activate Lightning Storm, I chain any Mysterune quick play spell in the entire game, I summon the level 2, and like I said, it's a Salamandrate Veilings, so on resolution, I get to protect all my cards. My opponent can have all the Lightning Storms in the world, and we'll not be able to use any of them because Lightning Storm is you can only activate 1 Lightning Storm per turn. Now, if I had Solemn Judgment, what would happen is that I would be paying 4,000 life points, so I'll already be in danger. And if my opponent has another Lightning Storm, since the activation got negated, he can use another one. So then I'm completely screwed unless I have another Solemn Judgment, but then I have to pay 6,000 life points. It's not really worth it. Whereas with only 1 quick play spell card, you play around the possibility of your opponent being very, very lucky and having multiple Lightning Storms. So it's just such a better trade. And remember that you don't need to be like super lucky and draw Solemn Judgment, because every single quick play spell card protects you from Duster and Lightning Storm. So Summon Limit, Tikaboo, Strike, Rivalry, all of these fun floodgates that promote interactive Yu-Gi-Mons are going to be protected. So that's it for this combo. Again, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. And now let's jump right into the final combo. Alright, so this one is not much of a combo, but rather an idea. So right now I have a bunch of Mysterune cards, and look at what you can do basically. So I'm using the effect of the level 2, I'm getting the field spell, yeah, not too bad, and then activate the field spell, use point of the Mysterune, so search for, I want to say the best one, this one that destroys opponents' special summon monsters, and now I'm drawing 3 cards because, just why not, right? Normal summon any hand trap and then make Needle Fiber, summon a Ghost Ogre from my deck because this is the one hand trap that is going to be interrupting my opponent on his turn, and now I can set or not set my Quickly spell card. On my opponent's turn, I can tag out this Needle Fiber into Desert Locust, and chain this Quickly spell card to summon the Gary Fangs of the Mysterune, which has like a Kagari-esque effect but for non-Quickly spell Mysterune cards. And Desert Locust is going to be hand looping your opponent for 1 card, and I'll be drawing cards with the field spell. So I can also quick sync into Baroness on my opponent's turn, so my opponent loses a card, I have Ghost Ogre on the field, I have an Omni Negate, and I have a card that's going to get me more draws with 3 motherfucking hand traps, and all I really had was I started with 3 Mysterune cards. So there is definitely potential, even if you're not playing like a, I don't know, a real deck, just hand traps allow you to do all of that. That's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, that's it for this combo video. Let me know what you guys actually think in the comment section below. Cyber Dragon Mysterune deck profile coming up tomorrow, so make sure you're tuned. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.